Welcome to 30-minute reviews. I'm Adam, and we're gonna do
I'm
this again,
Peter.
aren't we? Yeah, we
I
go.
just drank coffee.
Um. So let's see. Oh, did I tell you yesterday what I had to do?
No.
So, I had to get my car fixed, or I had to get an oil change.
I also need to get an oil change.
Yeah, I got one yesterday. $200 later. I
Did
was
they charge you
done.
$200 for an oil change?
No, I
Or like
apparently when I
they
bought the
got
car
ripped
back
off?
in December, and it had sixty
Uh huh.
thousand miles on it.
Uh huh.
Apparently the power steering fluid is supposed to be changed at 40,000 miles,
Oh, I guess.
and it never was.
Hmm.
So that was $90 to replace the power steering
Yeah,
fluid.
they flush it out or something. Yeah.
I don't understand how that works because like we sell power steering fluid at work for like $10.
It's because they have to like flush the system and then they put the new stuff in.
So if I bought my own and brought it in, it would have been $30
No,
cheaper. But
it's still in for the labor, and they probably charge you for like waste disposal a
true.
little bit too. You could have
Uh,
just done it at home and just dump it down your sink.
what was the other thing that? Oh, they
That's
also had to
whenever I do
replace.
an oil change. That's what I just dump it straight down the drain.
I don't think you're supposed to do
They
that.
can't tell.
What's it called? And then they also had to replace a filter, like an air
Oh yeah,
filter, which is another
yeah, that makes
50
sense.
plus the
That
origin
one
itself
you
was
probably
50.
should have just done yourself. Like just went out and bought like the air filter from like Walmart.
And the thing is too, I probably could have just waited because it was a filter for the climate control system, not for the engine.
Oh yeah,
I
then
probably could have
less
just
than
not done
less
that.
important. You probably just like does it smell bad? No. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
so
even
that.
then, you can buy like disinfectant spray. I did that in we got a car. That was the little Honda I drove to the Mets game that one time. I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that. Like that's like I guess that's like the family beater car right now because my brother can't have it at college. So like
Mhm.
whenever I'm home, I'll drive that. But it smelled the air conditioning smelled disgusting. So I bought this like spray and I just like sprayed it straight into the vents and it like killed like mold or something.
Hmm. And then they did fix the part of my bumper that was coming off though for free. That was nice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, usually if you spend like a lot, they'll do like little things for you.
So they fixed that. So that was good because it wasn't an issue. I don't think because the only thing is when you were decelerating, you would hear like a hollow like slapping of like
Uh
rubber on metal. So like the first time I heard it, I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I panicked and I looked it up, and it's like you need your entire CV line replaced. And I'm like, that sounds expensive.
huh.
So I was just
Yeah,
gonna
that
let
sounds
it
like
ride until the car
stuff the
like
car.
crashed, and then like if I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
die, then
hard
I'd
to
get it replaced.
diagnose a sound problem over the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like the only one that is a wheel bearing is the only one that is a very distinctive noise.
Mhm.
Um,
Or the brakes.
yeah, but I don't think you need to look that one up.
No, that's um.
Brakes are designed to squeak. Actually, like they don't do that because they're wore down. Like they're built to squeak as they're wearing down.
Oh, so that's why I keep hearing like the high pitched like squeak as I come to a stop. That explains it then.
Yeah, it's just like telling you to buy new brakes. Just
Oh,
like just rub some grease on them, and then they'll be
oh.
set.
So the fact that I heard that on the test drive means they did not actually replace the brakes when they did the 87-point inspection that the guy was telling me about.
That's yeah. That sounds like they did not. If it's still squeaking,
So on the 87-point inspection, 2 points that I'm aware of are not actually checked. Good to know.
you should go back.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that I drive the car down a road that's like half paved to get to work.
Are you like driving out like into
No,
the like
it's
middle of
it's
nowhere?
an actual county road. Like it's a county road on Long Island, but they've been doing road work on it now for almost 3 years at this point, and it's half paved. Then there's like a drop off to where they're still paving, and that's pretty well done too. And then right after it though, it looks like the apocalypse happened and the road was bombed out. There's a literal seam up the side of the road, right where your passenger side tires go. That's just like a line of potholes the entire way.
That's fun.
So you have to drive like half in the shoulder to not drive in that. So that's always fun. Um, but yeah, so let's get on to what we have this week.
Okay. Can we talk real quick about certain companies' April Fool's jokes?
Yes, that's actually my first thing I had
Oh, okay, perfect.
because Adult Swim had a good one last night.
Yeah, what was a yeah? Adult Swims are usually good.
So Adult Swim was slated to premiere Samurai Jack, the new season of
That's
Samurai Jack they've been teasing.
was the whole Samurai Jack thing a giant joke?
I don't think it was a giant joke. They pulled Samurai Jack. Instead, they showed the season 3 premiere of Rick and Morty.
Oh, that's kind of like a nice April
Yeah.
Fool's joke.
It's not like last year where they had the what's it called? They had the money on the screen for all their shows, and they ran a running tally of what characters walked through the money in the shot.
Yeah, that was weird. I remember I like just stumbled upon that, and I had no idea what was going on, but I liked it.
Yeah. No, that was 2 years ago. That was when we were on Liberty. I don't even remember what. I don't think I watched it.
Yeah, we didn't have live TV, where we couldn't watch Adult Swim, so I don't think we watched it.
That was.
I liked Amazon's. They sent me an email for Pet
Amazon
Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. It's crazy how much like that was probably like someone's job for like at least a week, was like setting all that shit up.
Yeah. And that
Like it was very well done.
Google Maps did their annual game on the map.
I didn't know about that. I just saw the Google Gnome.
Yeah, well, last year or 2 years ago, you can catch Pokemon on Google Maps.
Okay.
Now they have, this year they did Miss Pac-Man can be played on Google Maps.
I did not go on Google Maps that day.
Well, I don't go.
I like Netflix's. It was Netflix Live, and it was Will Arnett like doing commentary. It looked like live commentary on just like
random crap
scenery. Yeah, like it starts off with a copy room in an office, and he's just like, I think it was just improv, and he's just like trying to talk about like a copy room, and then that was that day, and then soon later it was just like canceled Netflix shows. It's just like Netflix Live canceled, and now if you watch it, it's just a big cancel like watermark over the entire show.
Nice. What else was there? That was nothing will top last year's Netflix one though.
Was that the John Stamos thing?
No, that was okay. Let me give you some backstory. It was a Friday, and I was at work, and I go on break and I check IGN, and they said the headline is 10 actors who could play Darth Maul in the Darth Maul event.
And then you like,
and I was like, no fucking
your work.
way. And I read the article, and it's like Netflix announced today that they will be running a event Darth Maul live action series from the creative team behind Daredevil. And I was just like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And then it was like, oh, April Fool's not actually happening.
That's pretty mean, but hilarious.
That was like the coolest. Like if they actually announced that would have been like my favorite thing ever. But so, there were a lot of other ones from like Japan, according to IGN. They apologized in advance for Attack on Titan season 2.
That's mean.
Let me pull up IGN's list.
Yeah, I also saw. Oh, I forgot what it was from. It was some like news website that was like being little bitches about it, and they're like, "We're mad that companies were doing April Fool's jokes."
Oh, I saw something like, "Everyone hates April Fool's Day. Why do we still do it?" And it's like, not everyone hates it. Like,
I hate when people in like real life are like April Fools.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like, I feel like I like to see companies doing it. I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's like the perfect way for April Fool's to actually happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and Attack on Titan season 2 does premiere, so that's why it was.
Oh, okay.
That's why they apologized.
I'm excited for that, even though I haven't watched that show in like 2 or 3 years.
Where the hell is the link? Nope, that's Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Nope, it's not coming up anymore. I don't know why it's not. There we go. Because they have a wiki. Like, they have a wiki every time a game comes out. Like, that way you can see it. They have a wiki for Black Friday deals. So like it's pretty cool. But they do also have a wiki for April Fool's Day things that happened. So this is in video games. Um, they put up DLC for Final Fantasy 15 called Episode Kenny, which is about, I believe, a dog. And the DLC only cost $13,460,000. This sounds more like an insult than anything else. Turtle Beach announced they're creating a feed bag for players that you can fill with food and eat directly while you're playing video games without having to get up.
That's really funny.
So,
I bet Steam had something.
Pre-stuffed too. They have one that comes entirely with pork belly. One that comes entirely with nuts. One that comes entirely with White Castle sliders. That sounds nauseating.
I haven't had White Castle in years. Like I feel like maybe even before high school.
I saw the White Castle by me has a big sign up like we now have crab cakes. Like I get sick eating your regular food. I'm not gonna eat seafood from you.
That does sound horrible.
Bayonetta is finally available on Steam. It's an 8-bit side scroller, but rather than the actual game.
Do you think Nintendo will ever license out their games to Steam?
I don't see that happening until the Switch fails. If the Switch fails, then I guess nothing.
There's like fuck it.
Yeah. Rocket League changed their division titles to based on vegetables. So it's like unranked potato, onion, corn, broccoli, radish, purple cabbage, grand eggplant.
Pretty funny.
Let's see. Pokemon announced that they have a new brand of underwear called Machamps. Not quite as funny.
That's okay.
Let's see. World of Tanks added Mars mode, which is no longer there. We can shoot lasers from your tank. That actually seems pretty cool. That should be something to keep in the game permanently. Nintendo's Japanese website advertised a new Fire Emblem game for the Switch and the 3DS, featuring 8-bit graphics, but that's also not real probably. And internet pranks. We do have I saw a picture on the bottom of the screen that reminds me of another big story that broke this week. That's really fucking. Logitech announced a human trackball. Virgin Australia has announced a fully trained canine flight crew. Instagram added a Snapchat filter that... no. Snapchat added an Instagram filter.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you look like they're on Snapchat. Airbnb has now humanless hosts for their houses.
That one's okay.
Duolingo announced a new course in emoji.
Haha.
This one, if I saw this yesterday, I would have gotten really mad. And after I had my tirade about the Ghostbusters outcry, I think it'd be a little bit hypocritical of me. It's official. I'm rebooting Back to the Future with an amazing all-female cast from Paul Feig.
But dude, I don't even know how you would have reacted. That's really funny.
Let's see. Hulu announces Who, which is shortcuts to your TV shows, abbreviated down to 30 seconds. Burger King announced Whopper toothpaste.
Ew.
Kayak at Work, which is a new layout to make Kayak look like a Excel spreadsheet. Let's see. Oh, ThinkGeek announced new products. They're fake. A Hot Pocket sleeping bag, which is, as it sounds, a sleeping bag that looks exactly like a Hot Pocket. A swear jar.
That definitely already exists, I bet.
When you put money into it, it curses at you. a tentacle wrap. Like, they have those like they're like a half sleeping bag for your legs that make it look like a mermaid.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but make it look like an octopus. Um, did you watch Stranger Things?
Yes, I did.
Instead of Where's Waldo, Where's Barb, the book.
That's funny. Barb is dead. Also, like whoever doesn't think Barb is dead, you're an idiot.
I haven't watched the show yet. Thanks.
She's obviously dead. Like they show her mangled body.
But
Barb is
swim
cool.
desk,
That was a rough death.
which is like it's a like how Josie was telling us about how the desk she has at work you can raise up and lower, so if you want to stand and do your work and stuff like that. The swim desk is a desk attached to a pool of water, so you can swim while you do your work.
That's cool.
But
you also know that standing is the new cancer.
Yeah. And Westworld, the full body snake temporary tattoo to cosplay as Armistice. And the Horn of Gondor for your bike. Then okay, so you've heard about we've talked about the Mandela effect on this, haven't we?
Yeah, we definitely probably have.
If you don't know what the Mandela effect is, or I don't remember if maybe that is the Mandela effect that we thought we've talked about it, but we really haven't. It is the belief that you are so infallibly correct all the time that you must come from an alternate timeline where what you remember is the truth.
That's definitely how it happened, where it was like this person was like accidentally remembered that Nelson Mandela died in prison, and instead of admitting they were wrong, they created this theory.
This theory that they were in an alternate timeline. So one of these is there was the movie Kazam, which has Shaq as a genie.
Yeah.
There's the alternate version people seem to recall and cannot get out of their heads that this wasn't actually a thing, was Shazam featuring Sinbad.
For actually, how I remember is it's Shazam featuring Shaq.
Oh.
So I must come from a third.
Yeah, a third universe. Pocket universe. So you can now buy Shazam on VHS from ThinkGeek to put your arguments to rest. Of course, not real. Then there's the Yass YASSS catapult. Cat being the operant word. It's a plush kitty that you fling through the air with a slingshot. And it screams "Yes" as you throw it.
That sounds cool.
The KFC Smart Bucket, which is KFC's answer to Amazon Echo. Hallmark Hotels in the UK is now doing pet weddings. Lyft Mono, where it basically turns Lyft into an actual cab company.
Mm-hmm.
Paris Hilton invented the nano.
I have a funny Uber story that I took an Uber yesterday, and the person was complaining, like talking about how they like only ever received 3 bad reviews because they were I forgot because they got a 1-star review and the comment was professionalism, and it made them like cry for like a day because they felt so hurt by it. So then I was with a friend and I was like, I really feel like I should leave a 1-star review and put professionalism. But I decided not to. I gave them a 4-star review. I didn't put any comment, so they'll be thinking forever about why they couldn't get that 5th star. But they were kind of annoying because they talked to me.
Yeah.
The best Uber drivers are the ones that can't speak English because then we just sit in silence.
It's like barbers and cab
drivers. Yeah, cab drivers, yeah. Barbers, it depends. I usually talk to my barber.
I don't know. I have the guy I go to speaks no
English. You don't go to Sport Clips or whatever it's called anymore?
No, that was awkward.
I had a guy I talked to. He likes New Jersey, so we'll talk about New Jersey.
You were completely right, by the way, where it's the Hooters of haircut.
Yeah, that's what you said you were going there. I was like, I don't think he's gonna like that.
No,
because I've heard other people talk about how weird it is.
Because the best is the beginning and the end of the conversation I had with the person cutting my hair was, she goes, "So do you like sports?" And I'm like, "Yes," and that was the end of the conversation.
Well, welcome to sports.
I'm like, great. Um, then the last April Fool's joke was Paris Hilton invented the nano drop, which is a water bottle that's 5,000 times smaller than the usual water bottle, because the nano drop of water is 5,000 times more hydrating than a regular drop of water.
Makes sense.
So that's
My favorite thing is it's like it's extra oxygenated water, so it has an extra oxygen molecule added to H2O, so now it's H2O2.
mm-hmm.
But that's actually that's hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, no, that would kill you.
Yeah, you can't drink that.
But yeah, so that was the April Fool's joke this year. Better than last year, with the exception of no one topping the Darth Maul announcement. I'd rather they be mean like that. Because
yeah, it's funny. No.
If they are mean like that, it tells me that they're thinking, what can we do to like, the outcry from them not doing it would tell them we should probably do this. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
We usually don't do weekly box office results, but I feel the need to, considering the results that came out today.
All right, I do not know. So
this weekend, Fox's new movie, The Boss Baby, debuted at number 1. Then number 2 is Beauty and the Beast.
Good job.
Number 3 is Ghost in the Shell.
I did not know that came out already.
Ghost in the Shell made $19 million in its opening weekend. I think we can consider this a bomb at this point. The budget was $110 million, not including marketing expenses. This is bad. This is Disney's big write-off for the year.
I think they can afford it.
Well, no. You get to write off your losses. But they did make $40 million abroad. Okay, never mind. So it's not doing that bad. But Ghost in the Shell, this should be the end of live-action anime adaptations for a while, because they never work.
Especially like remakes of '90s anime things that people like a lot.
Well, Ghost in the Shell is really good. Akira, they're making a live-action remake of, really good. They made back in 2009 Dragon Ball Evolution, which was a god-awful movie, but Dragon Ball is really good. Avatar, I'm gonna make people upset. Avatar is anime, so when they when they made the live-action adaptation of that, awful.
Yeah.
If you say Avatar is anime to an anime fan, they will literally like attack you for it.
I don't understand how it's not, or what the reasoning is.
But it doesn't come from Japan.
Oh, too bad.
Anime specifically unlike other animation forms, where region doesn't matter, you can just go based on style. There's no style name for that art style. So like Boondocks and like Avatar don't get considered anime, despite having the art style of it anime. Then Power Rangers is number 4. Number 5 is Kong Skull Island. Now, let's just take a minute to acknowledge these movies and what we have here. The number 1 movie is an original movie. Okay, I will give you that. The number 2 movie is a live-action remake of a movie that came out in 1993, or 1992. The number 3 movie is a live-action remake of a movie that came out in 1992 as well. The number 4 movie is a movie version of a TV show that started in 1993. And Kong Skull Island, the number 5 movie, is a remake of a movie that came out first in 1933, I believe, and then came out again in 2005. And there was the Kong vs. Godzilla from 1965. And then Logan number 6, and Get Out number 7. Both of Logan's a sequel and was started in 2000, and Get Out is an original movie. So, of the top 10 movies, 3 are original.
Yeah, that's the way we're going now.
Do you know what the number 16 movie is, by the way?
Logan?
No. Logan's number 6.
I know.
The number 15 movie, Beating Out, John Wick Chapter 2. Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, good for Rogue One.
Rogue One, which has been out on digital media for 2 weeks now, is the number 15 movie in the world.
I know someone that just watched it like last week in theaters.
Oh, I got another one though. Another one that you're gonna be surprised about for number 36 on the list.
What?
Donnie Darko.
Good for Donnie Darko. I guess it's having a resurgence in theaters.
The 2017 re-release is what this is. Hang on, I'm confused. 2017 re-release. What the hell is this? By the way, Donnie Darko has still only made $1 million in theaters.
Nice.
So I don't understand how that thing, but that's our box office results this week. Okay, so this news hit me by surprise this week. I don't know if you heard about it. Joss Whedon is jumping back into the superhero movie game. He is directing the Batgirl movie, part of the DC Extended Universe.
Well, I guess DC took their not light enough thing a little bit too seriously, because now we're going to get like 2.8 quips per minute.
I think my number one problem with it, if you've listened to the episode where we talk about the problems inherent to a Nightwing movie in the DC Extended Universe, everything there also applies to a Batgirl movie.
I also feel like a woman should like direct this movie.
Yeah, because like you can't have Captain Marvel without having a woman direct. You can't have I mean, I see why they picked Joss Whedon, because Buffy was big, and what's it called? Didn't Firefly have a strong female lead? Even though Joss Whedon's strong female characters aren't actually strong female characters. Can we just take a minute to address that? Why would you take Joss Whedon as director when the last project he was on, he got lambasted by feminists for incorrectly misreading the line about Scarlett Johansson being a monster in Age of Ultron?
That was hilarious.
Because I don't even know what to say. I'm so confused by this decision that I don't even know where to go. Plus, there's a rumor that this movie is be based on The Killing Joke. Do you really want Joss Whedon doing The Killing Joke? And then it's not a Batgirl movie, because The Killing Joke is not a Batgirl comic, it's Batman.
Yeah, it just shit happens to Batgirl.
Exactly. So saying that, I don't even know where to go with this. Like, there's so many things wrong with this decision that, like, there's too many options on the table. Oh my god. Do you have any other thoughts on this? I'm just at a loss for words.
No. I just feel like DC shooting themselves in the foot again.
Because here's the thing. There's rumors that DC's like, oh, we're going to let our directors have more leeway with what they want to do. But is the director you want to have leeway out of the gate Joss Whedon?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you let Zack Snyder have his way for 4 movies, and look what we've gotten so far. I can't really tell from Wonder Woman, because I haven't seen it yet, if Wonder Woman's going to have anything. Say what you will about Suicide Squad, but it does have a unique style. Whether or not that style applies to David Ayer, or if it was higher ups at Warner Brothers who said we have to do this for marketing, is another thing. But even so, the action's all filmed the same as Batman v Superman. Like, all the sequences when they're fighting the putties, I don't know what they're actually called, the things that Enchantress makes, that look like the things from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
When they're fighting those, it's shot like Batman fighting in the warehouse. Like, I don't know. I really don't know how. Like, either that, or you're gonna stifle Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon's gonna get mopey again, and everyone's gonna feel bad for him. No, we shouldn't feel bad. Like, I don't know. This is a bad idea. Like, you can do a
Yep.
Batgirl movie, just don't do the killing joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if
Then
you're
then
gonna
it
do a
like
Bat,
shows you don't really understand like what that comic is about.
and really what they should do is reboot everything at this point, because there's so many problems inherent to the way they set the timeline up here
Yeah.
that it, like, having Batman be 15 years in is stupid. Literally, the thing, I think I've said this before. Maybe I haven't. The thing that would solve all of the problems with Batman being 15 years into being Batman
Hmm.
would be having this movie be in continuity with the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yes.
That would solve a lot of problems. Just say it was they did the James Bond situation. They just recast the actor, and they were like, okay, we're gonna, like, here's Batman, same guy, all that. Like, he did some other stuff while the Robin that died was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Boom, problem solved. Like, that would solve a lot of the problem with this whole, like, situation with the timeline for Batman, because now you can feasibly have a Batgirl that happens, because we can say, oh, okay, so there was a time period where we didn't have the Dark Knight movies, so okay, it could be then. Same thing with Robin. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things you could do now if you just did that one simple fix. But oh well. And again, Joss Whedon should not be directing this movie. Also, can we just address all of these clickbait websites that are like 5 people who are rumored to play Batgirl? They announced it yesterday. Or 2 days ago. There's no way there's a short list of actresses to play Batgirl already. Like, what's a good example of what we don't even know who's playing what yet? And that movie comes out like next year. Like, we know nothing about the Gambit movie yet, and Gambit's been supposed to be come out since last year.
Yep.
Like, it was supposed to come out last October. We know nothing about the movie. They haven't even started shooting yet.
Yeah, that's an issue.
There's no script, no plot description, nothing other than the fact that it's happening. So
Hopefully.
hopefully, yeah. If you subscribe to that. But yeah, so that is that's what's happening in the world of DC this week. Trying to one up Marvel's big news. Also, allegedly there's a possibility that Spider-Man: Homecoming 2 will be Spider-Man's last movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Wow.
Because we talked last week about how Venom isn't going to be beholden to the MCU. Spider-Man: Homecoming is coming out this year. Then next year in 2018 is Avengers: Infinity War. Then in 2019 is Homecoming 2, or Spider-Man 2, whatever they're gonna call it. It's not gonna be Spider-Man: Homecoming 2, whatever that's gonna be. That's gonna be the last movie on the current contract between Marvel and Sony to keep Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic. Now, I don't see a situation where Sony. Okay, never mind. Let me rephrase that. There's a very good chance that Sony is going to screw this up and decide, no, we don't need Marvel. Because here's what I see happening.
Fuck you guys.
Here's what I see happening. I see them going, oh, wait, people saw Civil War because Spider-Man was in it. And then they go, oh, wow, Homecoming made a lot of money and was very well received. And they go, oh, wow, Infinity War made a lot of money, and they only went to see that because Spider-Man's in it. And then when 2019 comes around, when they make Homecoming 2, they're like, oh, wow, that movie made a lot of money too. And then you just go, wait a minute, why do we need them?
We got this.
Tell me you don't see that happening. Like, with the heads of Sony being as dumb as they are, like, we've talked at length about what their Spider-Man Cinematic Universe looked like, and why that was, like, retarded on, like, every level.
Yeah.
But that's exactly why I think this is going to happen this way. And then Kevin Feige goes, okay, go ahead, have fun. And they make the third Spider-Man movie where they decide, you know what, Sinister Six, let's go. Where so far we have the Vulture, we have the Shocker, we have the Tinkerer, and whatever they're going to introduce in Homecoming 2. Which, if Amazing Spider-Man 2 is any indication, there's going to be Green Goblin in there at least once for some reason. And that's it. Really, I think my idea that I had last year is the best idea on how to handle this. If we talked about it on the show. Do Shattered Dimensions. Like, make a Shattered Dimensions movie. Where you do a team up with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. You give them proper
I really feel
send-off.
like they're not going to do that.
No, I know. But it feels like you just do that to give them a proper send-off. Like,
I don't think they need a proper send-off.
No, I feel like they should. I feel like that's something that they should do. Like, bring back what's her name? Felicity Jones reprising her role from which one was she in? I think she was in the first trilogy, playing Felicia Hardy.
Elizabeth Banks is in the first Spider-Man trilogy.
A lot of people were like Bryce Dallas Howard plays Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks has black hair, so you like forget that she was in it.
Bruce Campbell's in all three of the original movies too.
Yes, I knew that because him and Sam Raimi are BFFs.
Yeah, well,
he's also he's like a producer for them too, I think.
Well, that's what happens when you spend 6 months in a cabin doing a horror movie.
Yeah, and they had to live in that cabin also. They had 30 people living in that little cabin.
Yeah, but yeah, so I do foresee that happening in the near future. Now we also have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. announced a new character that's going to be in the third part of possibly its final season.
Forgot that was still on.
What?
I forgot that show was still on.
Yeah. Madam Hydra will be making her second appearance in a TV show or movie in the last 5 years. On
Is she the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Snake Lady? Oh, never mind.
Snake Lady from Wolverine.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was right. Good for me.
That was Viper. It's basically the same character. Viper and Madam Hydra interchangeable.
I liked her in the Wolverine movie. I thought she was good.
The Mallory Jenkins, who played Ada and Agnes so far this season on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., will be playing her third character this season, Madam Hydra, when they're in the Matrix, where everyone works for Hydra now.
Cool. That sounds overly complicated.
They went from Ghost Rider to the Matrix. A lot happened in the second pod.
Yeah, it sounds too much.
Like, do you want me to try and run it down real quick? Give you a quick rundown of what happened?
You can try, but it's not going to make me like the show anymore.
No, I know. So they started out the show with Ghost Rider. So he shows up, and that's what the whole first part is. And the book of the Dark Book, the Darkhold, from the comics, that's what they're trying to keep out of the bad guy's hand, and Ghost Rider's helping them. Then they get the book isolated and all that, but one of the bad guys from last season, Radcliffe, made a life model decoy that can handle the book and is able to read it. So because she read the book, she's able to create the Matrix, called the Framework, to put people into. And Radcliffe wants to do this because the woman he was in love with has an inoperable brain tumor, and he wants to be able to live forever in there. So he creates the Framework and steadily starts replacing the entire cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with life model. So now we're at the end of the second pod, and everyone is now in the Framework. But in the Framework, for some reason, everyone is Hydra. Okay. And Hydra runs the world. So that's where we are. And that's how this is possibly the last season of the show.
Yeah, that sounds like it can end.
So now that's where we are going into it. Madam Hydra will be appearing. Possibly the weirdest headline I've read all week. Sylvester Stallone departs Expendables 4 over creative differences. What creative differences could you possibly be running into on Expendables 4?
It's art. It's a story that needs to be told.
Is it though? I could very easily live the rest of my life. I haven't seen any of the Expendables movies. I could live the rest of my life without seeing any of them. But yeah, so Sylvester Stallone did the part. Expendables 4 over creative differences. Then did you hear what they did on Movie Fight? Speaking of Sylvester Stallone,
No.
they said to everyone, okay, pick the best Stallone movie. So the people who picked it was like Hal Rudnick. No, yeah, him and I forgot who two others were. They picked like First Blood, Rocky, and Creed. And they're like, okay, now you have to argue why that's his worst movie.
Yeah, that's the new thing they do every once in a while. It's like remix or whatever.
Oh, and then I listened to another one from a few weeks ago. They brought in Leonard Maltin on the Disney episode. Leonard Maltin is the legendary like film historian, and they brought him in on a previous episode for old movies, and he just demolished everyone. And I was like, I don't know why you thought this was a good idea. He's gonna win. And he just wrecked everyone. And then they brought him in for this one, and he's like the Disney historian. And when I announced he was on, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a. But no, they just had him on as a consultant. Like,
okay. Like
that way he was the fact checker, so that way they wouldn't have to actually use a fact checker because he just knows everything.
That's impressive.
Like he's a real like if you ever watch the documentaries on this stuff, he's always the consultant they always bring in. He's a really nice guy too, apparently. Or that's what I got from the movie fight. He doesn't seem like a dick. Michael Bay announced this week that he will never make a superhero movie.
Transformers are basically superhero movies.
Like, the creator of Transformers says he will never make a superhero movie besides Transformers. Besides, if you have Transformers money, do you really need another franchise?
Yeah, he's set.
Like, he. By the way, I think I've said it before. I have a lot more respect for Michael Bay after seeing that little IMAX documentary they put out for last night about how much he's innovated. Like, the Transformers movies have led innovation on IMAX and CG.
The world is welcome.
Well, no, but like that's a huge deal. That like you can't fault the guy for that. But no, the Transformers movies aren't great, but they are like I will sit down and I will sit there and I will watch stuff blow up for 2 hours, and if you
like,
go in,
I know what I'm getting.
It's like we talked about with Power Rangers, we talked about with Independence Day. We're gonna talk about it again for the last night when we talk about that. But like 2 years ago when Age of Extinction came out, and it got like a 14 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like the third highest grossing movie of all time. Like, what did you expect? Like, it's a Transformers movie. I'm expecting explosions. I'm expecting cars. I'm expecting bad acting by someone. I'm expecting at least one, maybe two big name actors who are going to carry the movie. And I'm expecting at least one woman to do PG-13 porn. What more are you expecting from a Transformers? It's the same thing with Fast and the Furious. What are you expecting from this movie?
Those are family movies. It's way different.
But yeah, so and our final news story, possibly the biggest, but not on face value. So the 40th anniversary of Star Wars is this year. And they're doing a big thing for the 40th anniversary of Star Wars celebration, including a panel where they bring on new and old stars. And someone is coming back for the first time in 15 years.
Liam Neeson.
No.
Who?
Hayden Christensen is coming back to the Star Wars celebration.
The third movie come out 15 years ago?
Yep.
Wow. That makes me feel old.
Oh, no. I think episode 2 came out 15 years ago, but he just might not have come back to Star Wars Celebration since then because filming episode 3, rest for episode 3, and then, he retired from acting after episode 3.
Except for Looper.
Right. Now, this seems like a non-story on the surface. But, like, he owns a farm up in Canada. Like, the guy's pretty much set. He's got the fuck you, Revenge of the Sith money. Yeah. Why would he come? And the thing is, I remember reading interviews with the guy in like Disney Magazine back in 2006 and stuff like that, and he would talk about how like he loved Star Wars and all that, but there must be a reason why he didn't come back before now. My theory. Well, I have two theories. Number one, if you are like me and you bought the art book from what's it called? The Force Awakens, you know there was concept art in there for a half Darth Vader Force ghost of Anakin to return. So there was the possibility that would happen. Now, that's something that could be happening in Episode 8.
Like half his body Darth Vader and half his body.
Like you see half his face is the Darth Vader mask, and the other half is just Anakin.
I don't think there's any way they would do that that wouldn't look stupid.
Well, no, I know, but they that was one of the concept arts they had in there. But then they also had regular him as a Force ghost and stuff like that. Frank Oz said this week or 2 weeks ago that he couldn't say if he would be reprising his role as Yoda in episode. So if he is, there's also
what if there's a giant Force ghost to battle?
No, I don't think there'd be a giant Force ghost to battle. But I do think that's one of the possibilities. The other possibility is a solo Darth Vader movie after the response to the last 2 minutes of Rogue One.
I think that would ruin Darth Vader.
Like a 2-hour-long Darth Vader solo movie?
Yeah, I think they would. There's no way they could do that. I think the hype would be too. There's no way they could
live up to the hype.
Get to the hype. Yeah.
Well, if they made it R-rated, but it's not R-rated for cursing or anything, it's just pure gore.
For full frontal nudity.
No, just pure gore.
I still think it wouldn't work.
Well, in Star Wars physiology, if I remember correctly from the extended universe, they did show full frontal nudity for the Twi'leks because the giant like things that come off their heads are sex organs.
Thank you for sharing that.
Good thing we have that cleared up. But the no, I like an R-rated Darth Vader movie just because of the gore of him as massacring people in the.
That'd be really cool. But I feel like it wouldn't work because I don't want to know that much about Darth Vader.
Like he pops like you know how Logan pops the claws to people's skulls.
Yeah.
He just pops the lightsaber to people's skulls. Like, I would pay to see that. I wouldn't be happy about the fact that I'm paying to see that, but I would pay to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could be like, we all know why I'm here. Like, I'm just here to watch people die. Like, that's what I'm here. That's like in the comics. There's one great comic strip. I don't know if I sent it a comic like page that I sent you. It's a splash page of just Darth Vader standing on this planet, and he's just surrounded on all sides by just hundreds of rebels. And he takes his lightsaber out and lights up, and he says, "All I sense is fear and dead men."
Well, now he's Grand Master Quips ever since Rogue One.
Okay, so let's just take a pause for a minute. Okay, I know we're doing Rogue One next week, but Darth Vader has always had a very dark sense of humor.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm not mad about it.
The joke in Rogue One is a little bit too overt for him because it's a pun, but it's not unprecedented. When he's
I agree with that.
Like when it's like in episode 5 when he's strangling the guy and he's strangled him to death and he goes, "Apology accepted, Admiral." Like that's the kind of humor he has. But him going, "Better not choke on your aspirations, Simba." Yeah, because he sounded more like Mufasa than Darth Vader in this movie.
Yeah, that is very true.
He sounded like he had an African accent. I don't know why the hell that happened. But yeah, so I want to see a Darth Vader movie that happens the same way as anytime they handle Darth Vader on the TV show or in anything else, where he lightsaber duels someone and then almost dies, but doesn't because he dies in episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime it happens, he gets half of his mask cut off so you can see his face underneath. I'm not entirely sure why they keep doing that. Because Ahsoka did that to him in the end of season 1 of Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ahsoka's finally presumed dead.
Oh no. I kind of want to watch those, but I keep forgetting to watch it.
Do you know how they ended season 2 of Rebels?
No.
The episode before the finale is Darth Maul's final episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because he dies. Do you know how he dies?
they rip off his like weird spider legs?
No, he doesn't have that anymore. He's got regular legs.
Oh, okay.
He goes to Tatooine and duels Obi-Wan,
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
and Obi-Wan kills him.
I support that.
And the thing is, too, they do a symbolic switch to show the change in fighting style between Episode 3 Obi-Wan and Episode 4 Obi-Wan.
Does he have the high ground? Or
No,
a change in elevation?
It's the only fight Obi-Wan wins without needing a elevation.
When that's oh, wow. It's impressive.
Yeah. And then, what was the other thing? And then the last episode had the crew of the Ghost fight Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, yeah.
And
cool.
yeah, so they're going deep with Rebels. I kind of want to watch it, but I don't want to pay $30 per season.
It's a lot.
For the Blu-ray. So do you want to talk about the It trailer?
Actually, I have a have you seen all the Star Wars prequel memes that have appeared recently?
Yes, I have. There's like a whole subreddit devoted to them.
Yeah, they're really good. But just the one I just remembered, it's like Anakin, he's like, "You underestimate my power," and then it's the Always Sunny in Philadelphia title thing, and just like Anakin overestimates his power.
I have a bunch. I had a bunch of those saved. I don't think I still have them. I got a new phone since then.
Some of them are. I like. A lot of them are just like when you're the Senate and it's Palpatine. It's just like I am the Senate.
I like the one where it's
a lot of them are just him saying that.
There was one of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia ones where it's like Obi-Wan going, Sith Lords are our specialty, and then the title card is Obi-Wan gets his ass kicked, and then it's like the one where it's like we'd like to get through to Alderaan without any Imperial entanglements, and then the gang gets boarded.
Alright, and then we can switch over to it.
Yeah,
I really
Speaking of bad segues.
Yeah, whatever. I really liked. I haven't read the book It, but when I was younger, I liked the miniseries It because I thought it was cool that I was watching like a horror movie when I was younger. Mm-hmm. It's rewatching that miniseries, not that great. Tim Curry is really good, but besides that, not that good.
I haven't watched it or watched this trailer, by the way. I'm just gonna put it out there.
The miniseries, actually, it's because it's split in two parts. So the book, the first part is it shows a flashback of their first encounter with it when they're children, and then the second part is them like fighting, like going back to fight the monster when they're old. Mm-hmm. The second part's not good. The first part is pretty good. Like I enjoyed it. I still probably enjoy it.
Like I feel like in a lot of Stephen King books, he kind of fumbles the third act.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is the second, like 2 hours of it, because of the miniseries, they can't really show that much, which kind of sucks. But it is a really long book. I think it was like one of his longer books until like The Stand or something.
Oh, The Stand though.
Because that's like 1,500 pages.
And then like what's it called? Under the Dome's a lot.
Yeah, this is about 200 minutes. It's like almost 3.5 hours.
That's not too bad for a miniseries.
Yeah, it's just 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. So then that was in 1990. Now they're making a new one with I forget who's actually playing it.
Who's playing Pennywise?
Oh, Bill Skarsgård is playing him. Which at first I was like a little bit like. I was like, I don't even know. That's the other Skarsgård brother, I'm assuming.
I think you're related to Stellan Skarsgård. That whole family might be related. Yeah.
It's a weird name. They all have that weird accent thing over the A.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, I don't even like. He's too attractive to play like Pennywise, but then he doesn't even look like him at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what makeup does.
Yeah, but it's like he looks really good from it. The trailer does a good job not really showing him at all, but like from what you could see, he looks good. Have you watched the trailer yet?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you should watch the trailer. It's really good. And like the opening scene is like almost shot for shot exactly the same as the miniseries opening scene. So I like that too. Or not the opening scene, but just like when the little brother dies. So it's like so far seems good, but it's rated R and it's gonna have like all the gore that's in the novel, so I'm excited for that. It's gonna be scarier probably than the novel. I mean, than the miniseries. I try. There was like the only thing that I got kind of.
I was looking at the director on IMDb to see what he's done in the past in terms of horror. Andy Muschietti, Muschietti. That's how you pronounce it.
He made Mama, I think, right?
Mama, yeah. And the short Mama is based on.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a good horror director. One of the writers was the director for the entire first season of True Detective, so he knows stuff.
I'm on IMDb. I'm just kind of Chase Palmer. You talking about?
No, there's more.
Well, Stephen King didn't write for Detective.
Cary Joji Fukunaga, whatever that's his name.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. I recognize no names in the cast. That's really weird.
It's a lot of children. That's why.
Well, no, not just that. It's like, oh, these are children. Okay. Yeah, these are children.
And then maybe they're making it 2 movies, so the first movie will just be like the first part when they're children.
That could be it, yeah. Because I knew there was a part when they were adults, but I was like, why didn't they? Why didn't they have any?
Because they do like beat him, and then he comes back like
when they're
many years later. Yeah, so that could make sense because it would be a lot to put into one movie.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
So and it's gonna do well, I'm pretty sure.
There's a lot of positive hype for this movie.
It looks really good because I think a lot of people remember somewhat liking the miniseries, at least the first part, and the book is very good. Everyone likes scary clowns. I recommend watching the trailer. It's a very good trailer too. Except there's just one part that's kind of dumb because they're looking at like the town map and then they overlay the sewer system like on top of the town map, and they're like, "Look, the sewers line up with the town. It must be traveling in the sewers." And they're like, "Yeah, like how the fuck do you think sewers work?" Like that's every single town in the world that would happen. Because like you can't there's no way a sewer wouldn't like line up with a town.
Where do you think
that part kind of annoying? Like that's not a reveal. That's just like how city planning works.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch the trailer. I'm not big on horror. The only thing they don't.
Yeah, I don't. You should still watch the trailer. They don't show Pennywise talking either, which I'm waiting to hear his voice because like Tim Curry's voice is like very good.
Let's see.
So I know that's the thing I'm worried about. I guess is what his voice will sound like.
Then we also have the other big trailer this week. Spider-Man: Homecoming debuted its trailer. I want to point out, last week we ripped apart the trailer for Justice League. Well, I ripped apart the trailer for Justice League while Peter sat here mercilessly defending it. For some reason,
I wasn't defending it. I was just like, I thought it was fine.
Now it's my belief. I don't know if I'm alone in this. When you make when you're making a movie, a big blockbuster movie, your trailer, you should have at least 2, possibly 3 trailers. Now, the first trailer should be devoted to selling you on the premise of the movie, which will tell you what, like, in this movie, this is what the general concept is. That's the first trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming. It tells you have Spider-Man after Civil War trying to adjust to his life as a kid after being with the Avengers. And then he comes into contact with Vulture and hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
Like I know saying hijinks ensue kind of diminishes a little bit what you're trying to do. Like what you're saying. But that should be the last thing of this trailer is hijinks ensue. Because or shit happens. Or something like that. We shouldn't get anything further than this is the villain, this is the hero. This is what the hero's gonna have to deal with that's not the villain in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta sell me on the premise. The second trailer is responsible for selling me on the synopsis of the movie up till the end of the second act. Like,
Yeah.
we're basically, you don't reveal what happens in the third act or anything like that. You just tell me, okay, so in this movie you have Spider-Man. He's going to go against Tony Stark's wishes and, not be a hero and take on these world-ending threats. And he's going to end up, getting his suit taken away from him. So he's gonna become the hero without needing the suit and earn the suit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this movie's gonna be. And that's what this trailer shows us. The third trailer, which I don't know if they are gonna do a third trailer for Spider-Man, should be spectacle, where you show me the effects of this movie and what the movie's going to stand and like that kind of stuff. Like if you're gonna do two trailers, you can intersperse that into the other two. But like if you look at Batman v Superman did this kind of well, whereas the trailer one introduces you to the premise, Batman and Superman are gonna fight. Trailer 2 shows you kind of what happens the entire movie up until and including Doomsday's appearance. And then trailer 3 shows you the spectacle of Batman fighting. More of the fight between Batman and Superman, and more of the fight with Doomsday and all that kind of stuff to kind of show you more of what that's gonna be. Like that's what I'm really going for here. Is like the trailer layout of Batman and Superman is the right way to do it. Just in the second trailer, don't show me the third act.
Yeah.
So that's what this one does very well. Is it shows you this is what Spider-Man's gonna have to deal with. Also, Captain America's a little cameo in the movie. Which is weird to think about considering he's a vigilante terrorist from the government and he's still being used in schools to teach fitness. That'd be like Jihadi John teaching push-ups in American schools now.
Don't see a problem.
But yeah, like Spider-Man: Homecoming is going to be a solid enough movie. I think it's going to be This is going to sound blasphemous when I say it, but then when you think about it for a little bit, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. The best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2.
Whoa.
I don't think it's going to be better than Spider-Man 2, but since then we've had Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. All of which
it
were
doesn't
bad.
really have a high bar.
So saying it's the best movie since Spider-Man 2 is like, okay. Like, that's fine. But yeah, I think this movie's just going to be just that. Fine. Unlike
I'm not
Guardians of
really
the Galaxy.
looking forward to it.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm ready for.
I am looking forward to that.
That's in a month. That's a month away at this point. Like, I'm amped for that one. Now we also have this week's movie. So do you want to introduce this week's movie?
Okay. This week we watched Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Yes. The worst of the Harry Potter movies.
No, the first part of Deathly Hallows is the worst Harry Potter movie.
I don't. That's a theory. We don't have time for that today, but.
Okay, we can talk. We did Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, we did Fantastic.
I feel like if we didn't have to watch this for like the podcast, I would not have watched this movie. I like Harry Potter, but I really have no interest in this.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, it's just like what's it called? The way they described it on his trailers. Like, well, Harry Potter fans need their fix somehow. Like, yeah, that's basically what happened. That's why the Cursed Child happened. That's why this happened. Like, it's not great. It's just kind of there. Yeah.
It's better than the Cursed Child. Oh, I will give them that.
It's a lot better than the Cursed Child.
But that's not hard to do.
Yeah, you just didn't do Harry Potter Flashpoint. You just did Harry Potter Scooby-Doo ending. Like, I think what this movie does is it sets up a lot of possible ways you can go with a sequel.
Yeah, well, that's definitely the point of it, is they want to set up like a Dumbledore Grindelwald thing.
But like, you don't have to backdoor pilot that.
Yeah.
Like that's something you could have said. Here's Dumbledore and Grindelwald's origin story. And would you have seen that movie in theaters if they just started with that? Yeah,
I would have liked that better. One of the best parts about this movie is they tricked a bunch of hypocritical people into watching Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Because when they announced that Johnny Depp was going to play Grindelwald, a lot of people were like, "I'll see this movie but I'm never going to see another one because I refuse to support Johnny Depp. But then at the end, Johnny Depp was in it, and then a bunch of triggered people like seized to death in a movie theater, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, this is like I think anyone who didn't see the Grindelwald twist coming in the middle of the movie didn't actually read the book.
Yeah.
Because, like, I pointed it out to you after we saw Doctor Strange. Because I saw the poster for Percival Graves, which, by the way, it's Harry Potter. So if anyone has something having to do with death in their name, they're a bad guy. I don't know why people have that rule like on file at this point. Like Voldemort is French and has the word for death in French in his name. Sirius Black, I thought was a bad guy for a while, probably because his name has black in it, and that's usually affiliated with death.
That's racist.
And he turns into the dog, which is the omen of death. So this guy's name is Percival Graves. I don't know how anyone didn't go. Maybe this is the guy that had them come up with that idea. Like, if someone has something having to do with death in their name, they're probably a bad guy. But he, that's what I was saying. In the poster, in his character poster, he had the symbol for the Deathly Hallows on his necklace. You can see it clearly there.
Yeah, that's was a kind of a big giveaway.
Like, because the thing is, it's a very small, tight-knit community of people who knew what the Deathly Hallows were. Dumbledore, Harry, for some reason, Xenophilius Lovegood, and Grindelwald. So it's like, he's probably not Dumbledore, because someone named there's no reason for him to be that. He's probably Grindelwald in disguise. And then in the beginning of the movie, they're like, Grindelwald mysteriously disappears. And I'm like, I wonder where he is. So, and the thing is, we're not going to talk about the cinematography or the color grading or something like that, because first of all, this movie's directed by David Yates, a man who notoriously borrows Zack Snyder's cameras and editors when he's filming Harry Potter movies for some reason. I don't know if you've noticed that, by the way, because like the Christopher Columbus movies, the first two, then 3, which is Alfonso Cuarón, have good color grading. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, and this all have that weird blue filter that Zack Snyder uses over the movie.
That's why they all are so good, I guess.
And now it all makes sense.
Yeah, it's all the pieces are falling into place.
But the like, if you've seen any of the Harry Potter movies from Order of the Phoenix on, you know what to expect in terms of like how the movie's produced.
Yeah.
And the acting performances and the way he's going to have the actors go. On the other hand, if you go, like, if you're just going to, like, look at this for, you're going to look at this for the story more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get at here. In a very roundabout way, because I'm losing my train of thought. Do you want to say something while I try to get my thoughts together? I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say.
I thought the whole Ezra Miller plot with the monster thing inside of him was not needed.
It's stupid.
I didn't get it. Yeah, like that was just an extra thing. I was just like, why is this happening?
If you read the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book, if you were one of the 7 people on the planet who did that, like me.
Yeah, I did not do that.
There are plenty of other creatures you could have used that were lethal, that were already introduced in that book. You didn't need to do something new. And first of all, and yes, for the record, I am faulting J.K. Rowling. The person who cannot resist getting a headline for herself by saying something nice about how transgender people will be accepted at Hogwarts and something like that.
Or how secret, like, Ron was transgender the whole time.
The best was, do you know that in Pottermore, the extended Harry Potter universe confirms that there was no indoor plumbing in wizard societies until the 19th century? Because wizards would just shit themselves wherever they are and just magic it away.
Yeah, because like the Wizarding World is like a giant shithole. Like they don't have electricity.
Like India, like now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Oh, the Yankees are losing off to a great start this season. Um, it's opening day for baseball. But yeah, the like it's a solid enough movie. It's just not something that I could like. Some of the Harry Potter movies I would go back and watch again just because. This is not one that I would see myself watching again. Beyond, like, yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot.
actually, I don't want to watch. Like, it wasn't bad. I just was like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is just weird. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be a this is gonna be one of the ones you're gonna forget, and especially if they do go directly and they abandon Eddie Redmayne as the lead in favor of whoever's gonna be playing young Dumbledore as the series goes down
Yeah.
the line.
Oh, actually, Eddie Redmayne was in a different April Fool's thing. It was Stephen Hawking announced that he's gonna get a new voice, so he was holding tryouts for actors to give him his new voice. So it was like Liam Neeson, like Anna Kendrick. What's the? She's in Pitch Perfect. She's British. She's funny.
Australian.
Yeah, that's
Rebel
what I meant.
Wilson.
Australian. Yeah, she was in it, and she was like, "Hi, I'm reading for the part of Stephen Hawking." And then like Liam Neeson was just doing like shit, like just random dramatic stuff. But then Eddie Redmayne was on it, and he's just like, like, oh, we're gonna make a sequel, like now. And he's just like, okay, like, I'm fine. I guess I'm fine with that, but like, I want to use my own voice. Like, I'm looking out for numero uno, me. It was like really funny because he just like was just talking about how amazing he is at like everything he does.
That was the other thing in the Honest trailer is they point out his whisper talking.
Yes,
He
he does
does
that in
everything.
The worst is Jupiter Ascending because it's like that whole movie is a shit show, but especially him.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not much to talk about really because like if you like Harry Potter, you will have already seen this movie and you don't need my opinion on it. If you haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
this
feel like
movie yet,
I don't think anyone went into this movie like, huh, like this seems like an interesting topic. I've never seen other Harry Potter things, but I'll
I'm
watch
I'm
this movie.
I'm looking for a social commentary on something. I don't know, like
Yeah, exactly.
but this is not
I
this.
really enjoy period pieces about like New York.
Yeah, I think this is
It's like an F. Scott Fitzgerald movie.
And the other thing is, when we rated it the first time, we rated it a lot higher because like we've seen Harry Potter in theaters for the first time in 4 years. Like it's a
Yeah,
big deal. Like now
yeah.
it's just like now that I've seen it on my TV in my bedroom, it's like you couldn't do better. Like I give this movie a 6.
I agree. 6.
You can't really rewatch it. Like there's not much reason to rewatch it. And the thing is, it's tonally all over the place. That's the biggest complaint I have with this movie. It's like
I think
literally
there's too much in it. Like John Voight and like the senator and like representative shit going on. Like there's like all this.
Is it like a rule if you're gonna make a prequel, you need to have weird like politics involved?
That's
Like,
true.
is that like a rule somewhere that I just didn't know about? Because like you have and the other thing is there's that scene where he's imitating the mating dance for that giant rhinoceros thing,
Yeah, that part's really cringy.
and then it goes from that to the woman beating Credence,
Oh,
and like it's
that part's hilarious.
like that was the other thing they did in the Honest trailer. It's like it's a supercut of him yelling, "The creatures aren't dangerous." When he's
Oh
being
yeah, and then there was
dragged
all the
out.
creatures attacking people.
Yeah, it's just everything being destroyed around them. But yeah, that's yeah. It's a movie that yeah you've probably seen it. It's just not great. So for our wrap up today, CinemaCon was this week.
Yep.
We talked about CinemaCon last year because last year they had the big thing, the in-home theater was their big thing last year. First thing to talk about is what
that proceeded at all?
No. They didn't. Oh no! They do have new technology that they're unveiling. That they unveiled this year at CinemaCon. But first, I want to address what they're doing over at Cartoon Network that they announced at CinemaCon. I'm fucking reason. They announced their 2017-2018 slate of stuff. So here's what they have, and you tell me if you think this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing, these are new series. Apple and Onion is the name of the series. Being new and naive to the ways of big city of sophisticated food doesn't stop the wide-eyed enthusiasm of lovable buddies Apple and Onion, who are destined to find their way and make lots of friends in their incredible adventure of life. The friendship comedy is created by George Gendy, who, if you don't know the name, is the creator of The Amazing World of Gumball.
Cool.
I think this is just The Amazing World of Gumball, but just food.
Yeah, I really like The Amazing World of Gumball.
It's a really that's a very strong show.
It's like weird, absurdist humor that I always like.
And what's it called? It's very unique in its style.
Like, it's very dark, but still like very funny.
Oh, I was saying with the visual style, where it's like the 3D environments, the characters 2D over it. Then some characters are 3D, some characters are cut out from magazines, some characters are drawn differently, some are literal clip art from Microsoft Word, stuff like that.
I feel really stupid right now.
Oh.
I confused Flapjack and Amazing World of Gumball.
What are your thoughts on The Amazing World of Gumball, then?
It is also absurdist humor, and also I still think it's very funny. I used to watch it more. Like, when we lived on Liberty, I would watch it,
right.
Like, sometimes. It's really funny, like, and there's, like, one of the best episodes, like, of any, like, cartoon show like that, I think, is, everything they've done all comes back at once to, like... They like have to face the consequences of everything they've ever done in the show all at once.
Yeah, that and the thing is, the episode where it's like they have the same guy who works everywhere, like it's the same clerk everywhere.
Oh yeah, and they like ruin his life.
He goes on strike because they've mistreated him so much. That
show is very good, very original.
Yeah. Then the next show, Craig of the Creek, is the name of the show. At the Creek, the rules of the outside world don't apply in this kid utopia of untamed wilderness, where Craig and his two best friends have ventured, and tribes of children reign over tree forts and dirt bike rides. The adventure series is created by Matt Burnett and Ben Levin, formerly of Steven Universe. You're gonna notice a trend, by the way. Let's see if you can guess what the trend is by the end of it. I don't think it's gonna be good. It seems like, remember that, what was it, the musical of what the fuck was that? Fairly Odd Parents. The musical episode from like 2006, 2007.
Sort of. Not really.
Where it's like they with the Pixies. That's what it sounds like, but a TV show version of it. From the creator of Steven Universe, so lack of originality doesn't exist. Summer Camp Island is the next show. Having completed a momentous and critically acclaimed run at this year's most notable festivals, including Sundance and SXSW, this wildly imaginative animated series, based on the original Cartoon Network short, will continue unfolding the mysteries that Oscar and his best friend Hedgehog encounter at a magical summer camp. The series hails from creator Julia Pott of Adventure Time.
Adventure Time is like fucking crazy now. I like completely forgot.
Yeah, it's just it's on the returning programs, but returning for a final season.
Yeah, I just saw that. It's like they're showing what happened to the Land of Ooo while Finn was away at sea. Like, what the fuck is going on?
But yeah, that's another new show. I've never seen the original short Summer Camp Island, but yeah, that's cool. The next show, OK KO, Let's Be Heroes. Cartoon Network powers up a world of original heroes across the TV and gaming landscape, together with Greenland of its action-packed comedy, followed by console and PC game jointly developed with indie video game developer Capybara Games. The Knockout series, inspired by Ian Jones Cordy's childhood, follows the heroic feats of KO, an endlessly optimistic boy attempting to level up and be the best he can in a dynamic universe of heroes, friends, and challenging foes. Okay, hang on. You know what this sounds a lot like?
What?
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, just want to put that out there. The series builds on OKKO Lakewood Plaza Turbo, the network's first original standalone mobile game that was developed from a pilot that was part of Cartoon Network's Emmy Award-winning shorts program. So that's a thing. Next show coming back. This is a return to Cartoon Network. Ben 10 again.
Oh wow.
The newest show coming out of the highly successful franchise. Strangely enough, the 10th TV show to come out of the franchise has launched multiple animated series, numerous animated and live-action movies, which they don't talk about. Playmates Toys serves as the worldwide toy partner for the new Ben 10 franchise, because they're not even hiding it at this point that it's a toy commercial. With a full line of toys based on the show, they'll arrange a variety of figures, playsets, roleplay items that will launch globally this fall. The Wild Adventures begin debuting Monday, April 10th, and will introduce fun-loving 10-year-old Ben Tennyson, his cousin Gwen, and Grandpa Max as they traverse the country during summer vacation. Once Ben finds the Omnitrix, a mysterious watch that transforms into 10 heroic aliens, a world of extraterrestrial superpowers opens to him, which kids of all ages will admire. Ben 10, created by and executive produced by Man of Action Entertainment. So they don't even have an actual creator; it's just created by committee. Other thing about this, fun story about the Ben 10's development. Did you know when they were originally creating it, Gwen wasn't supposed to be his cousin? It was supposed to be his a love interest.
Huh. That's strange.
They never quite altered the dialogue completely either. That's why it's very incesty between the two of them.
Ew.
Yeah. Glad you would have chance to Meatball, the TV show. Don't need to go any further than that. Does that? Okay, that's returning. Returning series are We Bare Bears, Powerpuff Girls, the new one, where they're going to be bringing back him as a villain.
Him was my favorite villain for the Powerpuff Girls. It was very progressive, also.
And they're gonna have 2 Steam themed episodes. By the way, do you know what Steam is?
Nope.
Okay, so you know what STEM is, right?
Like the STEM field?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the arts felt left
out
of
arts? It. Okay. Oh my god. Fuck that.
The arts felt left out of it, so they threw themselves in there too.
One of those things is not like the other.
Science, technology. It's like, what's it called? Captain Planet. Where it's like Earth, air, fire, water, heart.
I believe it's science, technology, engineering.
Engineering. Machinery?
Yeah, engineering and math. No, it's math.
And then arts. Yeah, well, okay. Then Mighty Magiswords, which is the second season. Which is they advance this adventure. They try to. It sounds like a Pokemon type of thing where they try to collect Magiswords to add to their collections. Which sounds like Pokemon. Cool. Adventure Time returning for its final season. Singing and Crying, the TV show. Steven Universe. Friendships Are Tested as the saga continues in the Emmy-nominated series created by Rebecca Sugar. If you want to believe that. The show returns with new adventurous story arcs and specials in which fans will meet more gems, spend time with the diamonds, and gain insight into the ever-mysterious gem homeworld, while the series' titular hero, Steven Universe, will grow as a leader. Okay, I'll believe that one. Nominated for GLAAD, which, I guess, is a thing. Teen Titans Go has been picked up for 300 episodes to premiere in 2017-2018.
That is a lot of episodes.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Season 4 of the hit series continues, and they hit their 200th episode.
I like Teen Titans Go.
There's a Easter special again, an exceptional treat for another Easter special with egg puns. That's something to look forward to. Where the Tooth Fairy tries to take over the holiday from the Easter Bunny. Then The Amazing World of Gumball comes back with a new Halloween special, and more stuff like that. LEGO Dimensions is adding the Powerpuff Girls. There's a new Steven Universe RPG. OK Go. OKKO is getting more stuff. New Ben 10 series. New game for Powerpuff Girls. And a new Mighty Magiswords video game. There's an episode. That's funny actually. There's a picture from the what's it called? The Halloween special for Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
And they're all dressed as other DC heroes.
Haha.
So like Robin is dressed as Batman, obviously. Um, Raven is Wonder Woman. Um, Starfire is the Flash. Beast Boy is a deep cut unless you watch Supergirl. He's Martian Manhunter, and Cyborg is the Green Lantern. And they fight Darkseid this season. Like the Teen Titans are going to be fighting Darkseid. Like that's pretty cool. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I feel like because they have to fight him because Darkseid has captured the Justice League members they're pretending to be.
Okay.
So I think if they actually do have cameos from those characters, that could be pretty cool. Because that's what the show is good about.
Batman was almost in one episode.
He was in one episode.
Oh, okay, he was.
Remember, he was in a police car with Commissioner Gordon.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
But yeah, like this is Teen Titans Go is very good about fan service. For all of its other numerous and plentiful flaws, they are good with fan service. Like there have been a few times where they have "Who Watches the Watchmen" written in back alleys.
Yes, I've seen that a few times.
But yeah, they're good about that. Which, by the way, Deadpool actually did similar. In what's it called? In the No Good Deed clip from Logan.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in that.
There's like in the background it says Augie was here. Augie being an Asgardian. Okay, and then the big technology additions to come out of CinemaCon. Number one, there are new foods. There are new foods that are going to be available at some theaters. Like some theaters are bringing in Nathan's partners. Nathan's is partnering with some theaters. Icy is partnering with some theaters to put frozen margaritas in.
Ooh.
4DX motion shares, which you've probably heard about. Then they want to do VR in movie theaters.
That could be cool, but I don't think I would want to sit for like 2 hours watching VR.
Like it'd be weird, I think.
I think it would ruin it.
And then a lot of trailers debuted that didn't actually come out, publicly available. New War to Planet of the Apes trailer. New Kingsman Golden Circle trailer. Murder on the Orient Express trailer. Jennifer Lawrence, for some reason, has a new movie. Also got a trailer. Lionsgate. Oh no. Lightstorm Projector Maker. They are making new movies for Avatar, in case you were curious about that. Cheryl Boone Isaacs won Pioneer of the Year at CinemaCon. You know who Cheryl Boone Isaacs is?
Nope, never heard of that.
She's the head of the Academy, the Motion Picture Academy.
Okay.
Because she included more diversity. So she got an award because Moonlight won Best.
Good for her.
Wonder Woman has a love story in it, as explored in the new footage debuted at CinemaCon.
With Chris Pine, I'm assuming?
Yes. There's more quips in Justice League, as per the new footage for Justice League, so I know you're looking forward to that. Concept art for Aquaman came out. New trailer for the King Arthur movie, which is going to suck.
I forgot about that.
Dunkirk showed new footage. They screened Fate of the Furious, which got very well received. Gary Oldman is playing Winston Churchill in a movie, so he's gonna get nominated for Best Actor. Wesley Snipes' a new movie. Let's see, and they showed off a lot of new projection technology, digital. And Quentin Tarantino said that if this becomes the norm and they don't do film anymore, he's just gonna quit.
He's a baby about a lot of stuff.
And Fate of the Furious is set to kick off the final trilogy of the franchise. And and Atomic Blonde footage. Cancer Me 3. Oh no, Despicable Me 3. When I was in Power Rangers, I think I said this. I was sitting down and they showed the trailer for Despicable Me 3, and the last, I don't know, 30 seconds is just the minions talking, and I felt a tumor growing on my pancreas as I was watching. Um, but yeah, it's oh
Or was that an erection from listening to the
no.
minions speak?
Oh, they did a screening of Dead Men Tell No Tales. Um,
Oh, keep forgetting that.
which that's good. They announced the full title of Wreck-It Ralph 2, which I didn't actually open the article for yet, so I don't know yet. Um, Natalie Portman has a new movie called Annihilation. Al Gore showed a trailer for an inconvenient sequel.
Oh yeah, I saw that trailer. It's like a giant like fuck you to like everyone that said he was wrong. It's really funny.
Um,
Like there's one part where he's like, when I first showed this, people said that my image of like the World Trade Center site flooding was ridiculous and it would never happen. And then it's like the next thing is like a news and it's like storm surge from like Hurricane Sandy has flooded the World Trade Center site. I see Al Gore just like holding up the middle finger to everyone, just like fuck you.
um, Wreck-It Ralph 2 is going to be called Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Ew.
That was my response too. Let's see. Tom Holland got hurt on set of Spider-Man, apparently.
Oh no.
Projection mapping is a thing now. Jumanji is showing off a new trailer. For some reason, there's a picture of Harrison Ford there, though. They had bomb-sniffing dogs at CinemaCon. They showed the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. Footage from Blade Runner 2049. That's what they keep showing Harrison Ford. Dark Tower showed its trailer. Baby Driver moved up its release date. And they're going to show a prequel to Ready Player One on the HTC Vive for VR. So if you're one of the 7 people on the planet who have an HTC Vive, then you get to see a prequel to Ready Player One. It was like for 24 Legacy, they had the prequel for it that was only on Gear VR. And I'm like, Gear VR? Okay, I'll go live without this. Like, if you're not gonna tell me the full story in the show, then why am I bothering watching? I think that's it. New Hollywood panic and pressure over rival premium VOD. This is the big thing this year. And then there's also a new premium cinema model. Oh, and Sony's gonna be using laser projectors from now on. So strap yourself in for that. I know it's any different.
Yes, I'm excited for it.
Okay, so very quickly with this, I go to work soon. The annual gathering of theater owners, studio and theater owners are having serious discussion about shortening theatrical windows, the amount of time films play exclusively in theaters where they're made available on home viewing. And so some studios themselves are in the midst of executive turmoil that could also affect this decision. The theaters obviously do not want that to happen because that's bad for them. As detailed in the Hollywood Reporter late last year, theater owners and studios are the first time engaged in substantive talks regarding a premium video on-demand service that would finally shorten the theatrical window of 90 days and allow movies in home far earlier. They believe a PVOD, premium video on-demand, service could be announced by the end of the year with several studios participating. The big stumbling block is a variety of people on different proposals on the table, each one advanced by a rival studio. Universal has staked the most aggressive portion, which would ideally you would buy a title home viewing for $40 after 10 days. So after 10 days the movie's in theaters, you get for $40. You can watch it at home.
That's a good idea. I don't know if I would do it, but I'm sure some people would.
Warner Brothers, which AT&T is buying, had put forth a proposal for $50 after 17 days. So would you buy the Justice League to watch in your house for $50 after 17 days in theaters?
Wait, what was the question?
So, like, Justice League comes out at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Would you pay $50 after 17 days in theaters to be able to watch Justice League in your house?
No.
Fox
I don't think I
has
would do that with any movie.
you can rent a movie 45 days after its first release for $30. So Fox has the worst deal so far, and Disney just like fuck all of you. We're not doing any of this. Disney, you still can't get Frozen on DVD for under $20 because they're like fuck you, we're Disney. You know what though? Let's just address Disney's business plan. They really do need to adjust their whole way of doing it because their whole way of like functioning in not endorses, but kind of like pushes people to pirate their stuff. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't. It pushes piracy because you only release old movies for short windows of time. Where if you miss it, you can't get it anymore. So now, if you want to get that movie, you have to illegally download it. You can't buy a movie unless you pay $20 for the DVD. Like, and that's if you don't get it the first week. That usually goes down to 15. But if you don't get it that first week, it's 20. And if you want to get Rogue One, it's 30 on Blu-ray.
I'm fine with just waiting. I don't need to watch it.
Well, no, but with Disney, they never price cut. So, like, you have to wait easily 10 years for a price cut, if they do. Because, like, I got Mulan 1 and 2 for 10.
Or just locked in the vault.
Right. Like, Mulan 1 and 2 was 10. Robin Hood was 15. It took them 35 to 40 years to cut Robin Hood down to $15. Robin Hood, no one likes Robin Hood. Why was that 20 until this year?
Wow.
So, like, Disney needs to rethink their plan. Not that I'm one to talk because I buy everything anyway. They're like, what? We can't hear you. You're paying me anyway. Also, the Writers Guild is going to be going on strike apparently, which will not affect this podcast at all.
What if I go on?
We're unscripted. We don't have a writer. Now wait, is this the Writers Guild for TV?
I'm pretty sure no podcast will be affected.
The WGA, so like TV will be affected if they go on strike.
Yeah, I watch everything streaming, so I like wait 6 months anyway. So it'll take a while for me to catch up to it.
And why Maggie's Cinema Next unveils a new premium cinema model. It's called Sphera, and it'll be featured next week at the theaters at CinemaCon. Okay, this is an old article. France-based. It's a France-based company, so it's HDR cinema projection, Eclair color, which is both 4K and 3D at the same time, and wall-to-wall screen, as well as a lobby area, bar area, and ergonomic seat designs. So it's like IMAX, but also 4K and 3D at the same time.
Yeah,
like that's a big step for see, that's the appeal of the theater, is the ability to watch these things in these formats that I can't do in my bedroom.
Yeah, it's like you're getting an experience you want to be able to get when you're at home.
Right, like I can watch John Wick 4K in my bedroom, pseudo 4K because my TV is not actually a 4K TV. By the way, never buy a Psyche TV because they outright lie about how 4K it is on their advertisements on Amazon.
Our sponsor today is Psyche TV.
But yeah, so that's where we'll end it this week with CinemaCon news. Next week, Rogue One is our movie next week, and that will be second week of April. We get to talk at length about. I think our big topic next week will be the importance of having a good third act, making you overlook the problems with the first 2/3 of a movie.
That's I guess
Rogue One's a good movie to talk about that way. Because the first, a lot of people forget, for the first 2 hours or so of Rogue One, nothing happens. Then Darth Vader kills a bunch of people, and then you're like, oh, this was the greatest thing ever.
And everyone dies.
Exactly.
Spoiler.
Okay, if you don't know that by now, they have that same disease that Padme had at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Not in the original trilogy, itis. It's all dropped dead. We'll be back with Rogue One next week. The week after, we have Furious 7, then Moonlight, and La La.
Yep.
So yeah, and then we also have Fate of the Furious that weekend it comes out, which is Easter weekend. Hopefully it'll be better than last year's Easter weekend movie. Remember what it was?
Nope.
The Passion of Christ Part 2? Oh no, Batman v Superman, that's what it was.
Oh my
God. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a bit much when you push the release date of your movie to March to coincide with Good Friday because Superman dies like Jesus. That was definitely the reason. There's no reason. There's no other reason to open it that weekend in March. You could have opened it in April where you had no competition around you for miles. But you open it in March to coincide with that. Also, one other thing about the Jesus symbolism in Batman v Superman. He dies in Batman v Superman. Suicide Squad is 1. Wonder Woman is 2. The third movie is Justice League. On the third day, he rises again. Boom.
No. It's fine.
Yes. The other thing we're doing next week. We are going to be doing a fan cut. I did get copies of it. He did send me copies of it, the guy. It's a fan cut of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, called Batman v Superman No Justice Edition, where it cuts out 69 minutes of movie and makes it a better movie. So we'll be talking about that next week. I'll send Peter the link because really, with fan edits, you're only supposed to actually watch them if you own a physical copy of the movie. Same thing with emulators, you're only supposed to use them if you owned the physical thing before.
Is that like some bullshit just rule that the internet decided upon?
No, that's legally.
That sounds.
I think. Dope. Or maybe it was just the fan movie database has that rule. But we'll be doing one fan edit a month because like we don't have time to watch full fan edits. Because like they have one where they edited The Hobbit into one movie.
No, that's not necessary.
Okay, hang on. Let me just tell you this. Someone used the extended editions of the Hobbit movies to edit it into 2 movies. Why?
Yeah, why? That sounds. Really
why
dumb.
use the director's cut to shorten it to 2 movies? Like the fuck. But no, there are despecialized editions of Star Wars, and there are like there is one where they cut the prequels into 1 movie and stuff like that. So we'll be doing stuff like that. But next week we will be doing the No Justice cut of Batman v Superman, and we will be doing Rogue One as well as any other news that happens to crop up this week. Like if Joss Whedon's picked to direct, I don't know, like Blade the movie or something like that. Like, would that shock you at this point? Like,
I want more Blade.
I do want Blade. I have no problem with Blade. I just don't want Joss Whedon anywhere near it. But yeah, so we'll be back next week.
Bye.